Hi everyone, I'm Jada Hutspeth with this edition of Inspection Central. Today, as always, we will take a look at some restaurant inspection scores. But first, during this episode, we're taking a closer look at code enforcement and the common violations they handle. The Police Department's Code Enforcement Division works with residents in unincorporated Fulton County to promote and maintain a safe and desirable living and working environment. Code enforcement makes sure residents follow municipal codes and requirements. So let's go on patrol with Code Enforcement Administrator Wayne Wright, who takes us along as they investigate some possible violations.
Hello, I'm Wayne Wright with Fulton County Police Department, Chief of the Code Enforcement Division. Thanks for allowing us to welcome you once again into the world of code enforcement. As we all know, code enforcement is a very important stakeholder toward preserving the life, health, safety, and welfare of communities. Today, we look at more code violations in our community. Today, we'll go out, identify more code violations in addition to allowing you to see how our officers perform their inspections. So take a ride with us as we go out and find ways to promote quality communities. What we have here is a code violation involving a land disturbance permit not being properly obtained. Anytime you disturb more than an acre in Fulton County, we have a requirement that you submit site plans and obtain a land disturbance permit. The purpose of submitting a site plan and obtaining that permit is to protect water quality in the area, in addition to neighbors' adjacent properties. If you look at this particular site, there's been a lot of clearing done here. There's a lot of exposed dirt. If you see here, we posted a stop work on the pole here. When we come out and post stop works, that eliminates and automatically ceases all work that's being done on properties. In this particular case, the stop work will tell you what the stop work is posted for, the violations that are listed are doing land disturbance without a permit, and no BMPs in place. BMPs simply mean best management practices, which are erosion control measures that are utilized on sites to contain dirt and soil onto the site so that it does not track onto the roadways and to adjacent properties. It does not filter into streams where we have fish and water life and water quality. So we'll be initiating enforcement action against this particular property. The owners will be required to come in and mitigate this site by putting in silt fencing, construction entrance pads, and also it will make them reveal a little more information as to what their intentions are with the site. It appears that the site is being cleared for a home, single-family residential, but we just don't know that yet. But as we dig further into this investigation, more specifics will be revealed.
Thank you, Wayne. We will take another ride with code enforcement in just a moment. Many residents, especially those who are living in areas that are being developed, are grateful for code enforcement and the work the officers do to make sure construction sites are up to code.
Code enforcement is important. It's important to not only the quality of life, but I mean, just look around. You don't want to trash your neighborhood. So I think, unfortunately, in this day and age, there's always someone who wants to come in and make a buck and leave. And of course, it's a lot easier to build something without obeying all the codes and erosion control and things like that. And if that's allowed to happen, then you've degraded your property, your neighborhood, where you live.
If you have a concern you want code enforcement to check out, you can call 404-612-8355. That's 404-612-TELL. Coming up next on Inspection Central, we'll check back in with code enforcement as they walk us through what happens when a resident reports a violation. Stay with us.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry. I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to Inspection Central. I'm Jada Hudspeth. We continue our ride with code enforcement and get a closer look at what happens when you report a possible violation.
Okay, and what is the address of the property, please?
Once again, as we look into the world of code enforcement, this is our tail line processing center. This is our centralized call center in which citizens or constituents can call in complaints into Fulton County. We have a customer service reps who will answer that call. They will capture the nature of the complaint. Citizens can call back within 24 hours to obtain what we call a tracking number. Our inspectors are expected to go out and do their first inspection within 3 to 4 business days. With that tracking number, constituents can call back and from start to finish get an update as to how that case was processed. Our tail line number is 404-612-8355. Once again, that's 404-612-TAIL. Our customer service reps, as indicated, will enter these complaints in the system. Each code enforcement officer is assigned a certain area in South Fulton County. That particular complaint will be dispatched to the respective officer who handles that area. Once that officer goes out, he'll go out and do what we call a first inspection to validate whether or not the violation actually exists or whether or not it's a valid code violation. If the violation does exist, you'll see our officers go out, they take photographs, they do thorough inspections. They'll come back, they'll issue what we call a notice of violation, they'll mail it certified mail, or they'll give it to the homeowner if the homeowner happens to be at home at the time. If the homeowner happens to be home at the time that a notice of violation is given, the homeowner has 3 days to come to compliance. If the homeowner happens to be away from the premises, our code enforcement officers will mail the notice of violation certified mail. Once our officers go out to do the second inspection, what we call a re-inspection, if the violation is corrected, we simply close the case out in our system and it all goes away. However, if the code violation continues to exist after the second re-inspection, then we will go ahead and process that case. We will issue a citation to the property owner if they happen to be present, or if they're not present, we may have to have the marshal's department serve that citation for us. At any rate, that case ends up on a court or code board docket roughly around 30 days, approximately 30 days. Once it is entered into the docket, the case is adjudicated in magistrate court before the judge or in code enforcement board before our 7 citizens. Either the case is dismissed based on how the code board views the case or how the judge sees the case, or fines are levied against the property. And that's another segment in the world of code enforcement.
Thanks, Wayne. When we come back, a look at recent restaurant inspection scores. Stay with us. Welcome back to Inspection Central. Now to what many of you search for the moment you enter an eating establishment, those restaurant inspection scores. Fulton County's Environmental Health Team is trained to conduct risk-based inspections based on the latest Food and Drug Administration guidelines. The reason? To minimize foodborne related illnesses. So here's a look at some of the scores taken during recent visits by health inspectors. can see the full list online. Go to this website and click on Restaurant Inspection Scores. If you need to report a concern about a county restaurant, you can call 404-613-1301. That wraps up this edition of Inspection Central. I'm Jada Hudspeth. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.